Okay, so today I'll be guiding you, alright, to bring you on the shore of Pulau Semakau. Okay, and then I will be sharing a bit more about the sea creatures, the marine life, okay, that lives in this area. Okay, so before I begin, okay, so to make it easy for all of us to know which group we are, alright, we are in the North Sea style, the starfish group. Okay, so everybody can take one, alright. So to show that we are all the same group, so when I shout like starfish group, then we all will come together. Okay. So number one, make sure you have water with you at all times. Okay. Later on, when we are on the shore, there is no shelter, no shade. So if the sun is out, okay, you might get dehydrated, not enough water. Do drink up. Okay. If you need to go to the toilet, there's one toilet over here. After we take the boat, we cross over to Pulau Semakau. There is one toilet over there. But after that, when we take the bus, go down to the shore and walk around, no more toilet already. Alright? So, we have 2 stops. Later on, when we take the boat, it's going to be about 1 hour. Okay? And then along the way, I will talk more about maybe some of the islands that we will be passing by. I'll also be sharing a bit more about Pulau Semakau. So, just a show of hands, who is going to Pulau Semakau for the first time? First time. A lot of you first time, right? So basically, Pulau Semakau is a very important island. Why? Because it's also a landfill, right? Basically, all the rubbish in Singapore, right, is burned in the incinerator, right? And then they will transport the ashes. It will be transported all the way to the landfill over there, where they will dump the ashes. Okay, but that's one side of the island. The other side of the island is still protected, it's still very nice and green. There's still a lot of there's still some mangrove forests and marine life and sea creatures that we will get to see at the same time. Any animal you want to see today?
Starfish,
jellyfish. Yeah, jellyfish, maybe can have. Okay. We will have people walking around later on, and then we will
sea cucumber.
Okay. Yes, maybe you will have. Yeah, we will hopefully our hunters will. Can find for us. Then later on, when we are walking around, you will see all the blue color flags. It's like a way, it's a place for us to go there and see all the what they have found over there. Okay. So that's about it. So over here, this is where we are now. Okay. Last time this was Pulau Saking. These are Pulau Semakau, 2 different islands. In the 1990s, they decided to build a landfill. So the villagers, the people who used to live here, they will move out. Alright, they will resettle, and then they reclaim this island. So behind, okay, they built the rock bund. Okay, this big bund that close off the sea between these 2 islands. Okay, and then they created this landfill. So this was in two stages or 2 phases. Right, phase 1 from 1999 until 2015 or so. Right, phase 1. So they were filling up all this with the ash, the incinerated ash from the rubbish. Right. So after that, all filled up. Now starting on phase 2 already. But phase 2 is already 10% full. 2035, everything will be full. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen after that. They haven't announced what we will try after that. Okay, but right now there are some ideas, like maybe we can use the ash to make, let's say, concrete. right? To put the cement or concrete or to use to as a building material. So things like new sand and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So later on I'll be sharing a bit more about all this. Okay. Before we go, we need to board the bus. But before that, anybody needs a toilet? You need? Okay. Let's make a quick stop over there. All right. It's inside the building. Over here, you can see everyone just come around, gather over here. Alright, so you look in all these small pools of water, right? At low tide, okay, all these small animals get stuck in these small pools of water. So this over here, there's a small fish, it's called a goby. There are many different types of gobies that you can be found, right, in these kind of places. So some of them will be found in this kind of sandy areas. You can see the color, right? It's very well camouflaged, very hard to see unless you look very closely. And then also below here, you can see all these snails, right? These are all what we call creeper snails. Okay, they're all around us. You can see we'll be stepping on them already. Alright, so just be very careful where you step. The snails should be fine because when you stand on them, they'll be pressed down into the sand, right? But other places on the rocks, you step on the snail, the snail shell will be crushed. So later on, we'll be very careful. Alright. So one fun fact about these snails, okay, is that a lot of these snails, when they are outside, out of the water, what is one problem they have to face? They can become very dry, right? Because there's no water. So what they have is that these snails, they will let me just open up this thing first, and get my container out. So a lot of these snails, they have a very special thing, like a trap door. Okay, let me just put a bit of water over here and put a couple of these snails inside. So if you look over here, like the opening, there is something round, right? It's like a trap door. So when the snail is hiding, alright, in the shell, the body will go inside, and then there's a door to close the opening. Alright. The scientific name for it is the operculum. Alright, big word, alright, but like just know that a lot of snails that live in the sea have this thing, like a trapdoor. Okay, so that they close it and hide inside. Same thing, if they are being attacked by another animal, like maybe a predator is going after them, they can hide inside and close the door also. Okay, and also sometimes if you see these snails, these creeper snails, when they are moving very fast and you can see legs sticking out, it's actually not a snail. It could be a hermit crab that has taken over the empty shell of the creeper snails. So let's see, just look among the rocks. So over here, this is where you'll get a lot of animals that can survive being out of the water for some time. Okay, so like for example, careful because the rocks will be crushing some of the animals, right? So for example, this one is actually an oyster shell. Alright, the oyster it grows stuck on the rock like that. Okay, and then you got some other small snails. Alright, they are living on the rocks. Alright, these are small snails. And then sometimes you will see small crabs that are also just living among them. Okay, and if you notice, do you see all these like round colored thing, round blocks of jelly? Right, this is actually an animal called a sea anemone. Okay, very complicated word, right? All these things over here, these are all sea anemones, and they all are hiding on the in the rock. Right now, they are hiding because they are out of the water. But when they're underwater, they will open up like a flower. Alright, a lot of people think that they're like plants, but actually they are animals. And what you will have is like a mouth with a lot of small tentacles around it. So over here on this broken pot, this is a nerite snail, right? This is a snail that you often see crawling around on rocks, alright, and then it'll be eating the algae that's growing on the rocks. Okay, these ones are a bit, this one's not really moving that much.
This one is moving.
That one, which one? Oh, that one, is it? Yeah, this is a different type of snail. Let me just,
Which one?
this one is another creeper snail. Alright, so you can see there's quite a lot of different types of snails all living inside this area. There's this thing over here, right? This one. Okay, this is the tube of a tube worm. Alright, so there's actually a big worm hiding inside here below. Okay, and then this worm will use its mucus, okay, to have a very sticky tube. Okay, and then this tube worm will also use leaves and other bits of things, right? Sometimes they will use pieces of shells to cover its tube. So it's an extra cover, right? Extra camouflage to hide from predators. So what happens then is that right now it's hiding deep inside, and then maybe at high tide when it's underwater, the tube worm will come out of the tube. The body is still inside, right? But the head of the tube worm will come out, and then it will search around, and then it will maybe pluck some seaweed or look for food that is nearby, and then it'll go back inside, right? So it's got a home inside here. Okay, and it's quite deep inside the ground. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, over here, this brown color thing, alright. Later on, be very careful. Okay, this is actually living animal. This is not a stone, right? This is a sponge. It's a sponge, not the sponge we use for cleaning. Alright, this is a living animal called a sea sponge. Okay, so these sponges they are living animals. So later on, there'll be a lot of them everywhere. We try not to step on them, alright, because they're actually quite fragile. Yeah, a little bit of rocks, but they're actually living creatures. So it's like the sponge, it just grows like this. Okay, you think like got no brain, no arms and legs and all that, right? It's just sitting there, but it's a living animal, and what they will do is that sponges, they will absorb water, right? And then inside their bodies, they will filter out all the small bits of food in the water, and then they will pass out the water through another hole in the body. Alright, so they keep doing this, and then they actually are very good at cleaning the water. Alright, because they absorb all the pollutants. This one we call this the common sand sifting sea star, or the common sand star. There are a lot of different names. So these ones they will be eating bits of food in the sand. Okay, I'll just do it very, very gently, because what happens is that if you stretch it up too much, they will drop the arm. One more there, okay. Oh, alright, never mind. I'll just put this one over. They can drop the arms.
Wow.
Alright, so you see this is what it looks like underneath. Alright, so basically all these things below, right? These are what we call tube feet, and this is what the starfish uses to like walk around.
Okay. So this is leg to walk or something?
Yes, all these small ones. All the small things below. Yeah. You can see right, all the little things, they're called tube feet. So this also allows it to climb things. So sometimes you will go to the aquarium, you see the starfish on the glass, right? The last pair of legs, they're like paddles, right? So they allow it to swim very fast, and they also allow it to dig very quickly if it needs to hide inside the sand. Right? And sometimes they can be very fierce. Other times when they are disturbed, they will show their claws, the pincers, right? And then you touch them, they will try and pinch you. This one is an acorn worm, but not really acorn worm. Acorn worm is hiding underneath in the sand. But the acorn worm, how does it eat? It will actually eat the sand. Alright? Then inside the sand there's all little bits of food. It will eat a bit of food, then the sand that they cannot eat, it cannot digest, the sand will pass through the acorn worm's body. So the acorn worm is below there, is slowly passing out all the sand. So it's basically the acorn worm's poop.
Like the feces.
Yeah, like the acorn worm is pooping out all the sand. You can see slowly coming out, right? Slowly coming out. All the sand that the acorn worm ate is coming out. Yeah. Round color thing, round thing, right? This is a seaweed. This is a seaweed they call it mermaid's fan. Okay, so you will see it growing in many places. Alright, often on rocks or even on the sand. This is mermaid's fan. And then you got what we call hair algae. Right, this hairy stuff. Another name we like to call it is like we call it the bee-hoon seaweed. Because you can tell, I mean, because of the way it grows. Okay. This, okay. So we can see all the snails, right? All the snail shells below, right? And then sometimes you will see the snail. How come it's got this weird thing sticking out? I think this one also. Yep. This is actually a hermit crab. Alright. The hermit crab, it will look for the snail that's already died. The shell is already empty, right? And then the hermit crab's body, okay, actually you can pass around, everyone can take a closer look. Alright. The hermit crab's body is actually very soft. Okay, it doesn't have a hard shell behind. So the hermit crab will look for the empty snail shell and then it will put its body inside. And then inside the hermit crabs, the last two pairs of legs are meant for clinging onto the shell. So if you see a hermit crab, you try to pull it out, sometimes you might break it into half because the legs behind are very strong at gripping the inside of the shell. Alright? And then when the hermit crab keeps growing, you have to keep occupying a bigger and bigger shell, right? So sometimes you will see them, they're always upgrading the shell. Cousin of the flower crab or the mud crab, you know the crab people eat, right? In Singapore, right? The same family. It's a cousin, but doesn't grow so big. Alright. Okay. And then over here, notice what's this weird thing, right? Over here, this few weird things. This is actually the 8 cases of a moon snail. So the type of snail called a moon snail. The moon snails, they usually are hiding in the sand, alright? Later on, I will Google and maybe find a picture of a moon snail to show you what it looks like, right? The moon snail, when she lays her eggs, it's a lot of small tiny eggs inside. But this one is mixed with the mucus, alright, and the sand to make this thing we call it a sand collar. Known as your shirt collar, right? Sand collar. It's all the eggs of the moon snail hiding inside. There's another type, right? Also made by moon snail. It's the empty shell of a clam called a strawberry cockle.
Strawberry cockle.
Yeah. You know like the cockle, right? The cockles that we eat, but this one is a different type. Very pretty.
Is it because it looks like a strawberry?
I'm not too sure. I think it could be that also because of the colour patterns.
It does,
yeah, a bit. Strawberry cockle. Right, empty shell already. Also a big, there's algae growing on it already. So like this thing over here, there's a coral. Alright, coral and sponges, they are very similar, alright? Because same thing, coral is an animal, it grows there and it will just filter the water. Alright, but the corals, they also have a special algae inside their body. They can absorb sunlight, alright? The algae will provide them with food. Okay, and the coral's body will protect the algae and also give them some nutrients also. Alright, so like a very important partnership between the coral and the algae that lives inside their bodies. And the corals, when they are growing, this one we call them hard corals because they actually have a hard skeleton. Okay, whereas as they are growing, they will absorb calcium from the water, alright, to build a hard skeleton. So sometimes you see on a lot of these broken things on the shore is actually the old coral skeletons. Alright. Right. So this one is like one animal. So like a flower, right? But it's an animal. This one is a mouth. These are all the tentacles, alright? They're waving around. They're actually alive, right?
The yellow one is the mouth?
The yellow part, the middle part. You see the middle of the yellow part? That's a mouth.
That's so furry.
Yeah. Fun fact, for the sea anemones, they have only one opening. So all the food goes in, and then after digestion, all the poop goes out the same opening also. So only one opening. And all these tentacles they actually are stinging tentacles. For us, because our skin very thick, maybe for us not painful. But for a small animal like a shrimp, a small prawn or a fish, you swim inside, straight away paralyzed. Alright, they get stung, they get paralyzed, they get stunned, and then after that the tentacles will actually will carry the animal into the mouth and then it's eaten alive. Alright, so it's actually a very dangerous trap for a lot of creatures. Like the fish will swim in, then the fish will swim around and then hit the sea anemone and then die. Oh, you're stepping near the sponge, be careful. The sponge. Yeah. Alright, and then sometimes if you look carefully, I don't know whether this one will have have it, but there are some animals that can actually live in the sea anemone, meaning they are able to hide among the tentacles and they don't get stung. Alright, they are resistant to the stinging. So the most famous one is the clownfish. You know Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They can live inside here. This one I don't know whether it's inside here, because I think other groups they've seen the clownfish. Could be this one on inside, hiding inside here. This one. So sometimes if you look carefully, you see the tentacles are moving in a certain way. There could be a clownfish moving around inside the sea anemone's tentacles. Right. Sometimes you need a lot of patience.
Sleep inside.
Yeah, live inside here. Because why? Because no other animal wants to touch the anemone, right? So it's like a very safe hiding place. No, you shouldn't touch. Because this one, for some people, they will get stung. Yeah, quite painful. This one, I tried before. Very sticky. So try to sting me, but when I pull, the tentacles break off also. So we don't want to hurt it. But then there are others, you touch, people they quite fire anemone. You think what it feels like is the name fire anemone. People, it means must be very painful. I never tried before. Alright. So all these things, a lot of animals they look very harmless. They think if people touch, you go hospital. So this one is a snail called a noble volute. Same thing, it's also a predator, meaning it will eat it will eat clams and other snails. So this one, she's laying eggs. Alright, so you won't disturb you won't disturb her. These are actually her eggs. She's laying eggs right now. Right. So this one, the body is, you'll see her eggs are slowly being produced. Then these are the empty shells, alright, of the same type of snail. So this one's actually, sadly, this type of snail is actually quite hard to find in Singapore now. Why? Because number one, they are a lot of development so they destroyed a lot of the habitat, the places they used to live. Number two, because they're actually eaten. So in many places, people have been collecting too many of them. Alright, they're quite big, right? Very meaty. So you go to Malaysia, you go to Indonesia, people will you'll still see them being sold in the markets. But Singapore, they are quite rare these days. Alright, the body is hiding all the way inside. These are still alive. And then this one, let me see whether it's still inside.
It's inside.
Right. Yeah, it's inside, all the way inside. This one, that's the hermit crab. They put in the water, let's see if the hermit crab come out or not. So this one is a very big hermit crab that's hiding inside the shell. This one. Right, and this snail, we call it the noble volute. Actually, when you see it crawling around now, you will see there's this little thing in front, like a nose, okay, like an elephant trunk, right? Also like a periscope. It will be like waving around to try and smell, alright, food in the area, and then they will slowly chase, like a very slow motion chase, right? The snail will be in front, and the noble volute will be behind, slowly chasing it down. And then when they finally catch up, they will actually use their whole body to cover the body, the other snail. This one is, we call this is a hairy crab. We also call this the teddy bear crab, because it's very furry. Right? You see?
Crab.
Yeah,
wow.
Call it the hairy crab or teddy bear crab. Yeah. Yeah, very fuzzy, right?
Yeah.
And then the thing about these crabs is that they often all the hairs, right, will trap all the dirt and the mud and all that and all the sand. So they have to provide another layer of camouflage. So they're very, very well hidden sometimes. There's another sea anemone down there, that green color thing. Yeah. And that's a coral.
Okay.
This one, that's coral. That's a sea anemone. Yeah. But this coral I think is dead already. Yeah, this one. Okay, because usually the live corals will not be white in color. They will be green, brown, blue. Yeah, they're like it's either dead or dying already. Yeah. Right. So it's a living animal. It's not just a flower or plant. Yeah. So you know, like in Star Wars, there's this monster. They call it a Starlight monster. There's this like where they push people inside and then they get eaten by the monster. It's something like this also.
Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah, Finding Nemo. They hide inside this one. Okay. Trying to hide.
Coral reefs.
Yeah.
A bit shy, huh?
Yeah. They're usually very shy. Yeah. So yeah, another bigger coral over here. So sea cucumber, okay, is actually like a is a cousin of the starfish. Alright? And this one's very small, but some, depending on what type of sea cucumber, some of them are very small, some of them can grow like 50 cm, even longer sometimes. Alright? And sea cucumber, what they normally have is that the front part, sometimes you don't know, right, which part is the front, which part is the back. The front part normally is like the mouth will have a few feathery tentacles in front. I think this is the mouth area. Alright. And so what they'll do is that when they are crawling, when they are feeding, they will have all the tentacles in front, like feathery arms, like filling in front, and they will pick up food in the sand, all the small bits of food. So imagine like when we eat potato chips, right? You got our fingers, got all the crumbs, then you will lick it out, right? Same thing. When the sea cucumber has collected enough food, then it will put the tentacles back into the mouth and it will lick off all the food, then it will come out again, then it will fill in front, then go through. So actually, and a lot of them, they will actually swallow a lot of sand at the same time, and then they'll pass out the sand. So actually, when you go to the beach, a lot of times, the sand that we are walking on might have gone through a sea cucumber, alright, before, yeah. Yeah, you can see right now the tentacles in front have come out already. You can see all the small little hairy things in front, yeah. And then yeah, some people they ask whether they can be eaten. Sometimes cucumbers can be eaten, some are very poisonous, so they shouldn't be eaten. But usually for the ones that people eat, they are collected and then they are dry in the sun for a long time, and then they add a lot of different things to make them edible. Alright, it's not like I just collect and then eat straight away. Yeah, this one, remember the noble volute, the one laying eggs just now?
Yeah.
Same, but a smaller one, empty shell.
Okay.
Yeah, so the snail died already. So like a shell like this, some people will say they want to collect and bring home, right? But the hermit crab might also want to occupy the shell. Yeah. Very, very active. Oh, it's got only one claw.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So okay, the thing about the crabs is that when they crabs are like us, our skeleton is inside, right? So as it grows, the skeleton is also growing. But for many animals like crabs, insects, spiders, when they grow, they have to change the shell because the skeleton is like on the outside. It's hard on the outside. They cannot grow, so they have to take off the old shell, then they can grow a bit bigger. All right. So for these crabs, if they lose a leg or they lose one pincer, the next time they change the shell, they call it molting, right? When the next time they molt, the new a new claw will grow on the other side. So actually, for some places, when they collect the crab, they don't eat the whole crab. They only collect the claw. So what they might do is that they might catch a crab, they break off one claw, then they release the crab back. The crab still got one other claw, right? So maybe in theory they say next time the crab can survive, grow another claw. So it's like it's more instead of eating the whole crab, you just have the crabs keep growing the claws again and again. But it is very stressful for them because they will need to like eat some more and then have more energy to grow the new legs and new claws again. All coral that died already. Alright, these are all dead corals. All the rocks. The crab.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't really see it from where I am. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, these are all the dead corals, and then the dead corals, you got sponges growing on top of them, you got seaweeds, you got algae, you got sea anemones growing here as well. So this is like a coral reef already. Coral reef is basically like the corals that were growing here. This one died, but they can be the base, the foundation for other things to grow on top. So you got sponges growing on top, you got other corals growing on top of them, you got seaweeds all growing on top. So it's like over time you wait for maybe a few hundred years, maybe a few thousand years, you get really a lot of things they can be growing on top of these places. But the corals, they are very sensitive, so when there's pollution, right, or maybe when the water is too warm due to climate change and all that, the corals get very stressed, they can die. Alright, and then that can actually cause a lot of problems because without the coral reef, you don't get a lot of the homes for a lot of the sea animals. Smaller. It's a different type of sea anemone. I can't remember what type of sea anemone, but there are a lot of different types. You got tiny ones, you got giant ones also. There's another one. This green color one. Out here, there's also a sea anemone, but because it's out of the water, it's like just a.
This one?
That's a seaweed. The bright green one is a seaweed. Yeah. So a lot of different types of plants and animals all growing in these areas. So like yesterday we had a different group coming. Yesterday we saw octopus. Yeah, small octopus swimming around. Yes. Okay, it's in the pool. You can see the tail?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's hiding in the rock. Okay, so I think we should stand back in case the monitor lizard panics and then runs out. Then we
Somebody will scream.
yeah, somebody will sure scream if it runs out. So we all stay behind here. Alright, because the head is pointing there. The head is pointing here. Alright, you can see it's in the pool of water. And it's quite a big one also.
Yeah, we won't disturb it, otherwise the other group won't be able to see.
So the monitor lizards, I mean, sometimes you will see them walking on the beach looking for food, right? And then they can go underwater, they can hold their breath, they can swim for quite a distance also. So this one is just hiding somewhere. Maybe below there's some air that it can still breathe, so it's just hiding from us. Yeah, but you can still see the body below.
So you can breathe into the water or?
They can hold their breath.
Okay.
But maybe inside the rock, maybe there's air below. Yeah.
Got it.
He's resting.
Yeah. But I remember correctly, they say they can hold their breath for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Half an hour. Half an hour hold their breath. Got two types of crabs over here. Okay. This one, we call this the spooner crab. Okay, spooner crab, why? Because the pincer, if you realize this one, the bottom part of the pincer is like a spoon. Alright, for scooping. Okay, so imagine like for crab pincers, you want to pick seaweed, pick algae off the rocks, like taking chopsticks, right? Like how to pick it's very troublesome. But for the spooner crab, the claw is like a spoon, so you can scoop up the algae. Yesterday we saw one, it's inside the pool of water. It was actually grabbing the seaweed and eating it. This one is a natural color. Red egg crab, inside the body, is very poisonous. And some of the poisons, you cook them, they will not be destroyed one. Not safe to eat. So we had cases before in can't remember whether it's in Singapore or not, but people they don't know, they collect the crab, they cook, they eat the crab, they get poisoned, they go to hospital but they still die. Right, so very dangerous to if you don't know what you're catching. Alright. And then this one, this is a nudibranch. Okay, nudibranch like a slug. Right, like a sea slug. But this one, okay, these nudibranch sea slugs they are very colourful. Some of them are actually also poisonous. Alright. Some of them what they will do is that they will eat other poisonous animals like sponges or even the corals or the sea anemones. They will absorb the poison. So that next time if any other animal try to eat them, they will also become poisoned. Alright, so these are a toxic sea slug called a nudibranch. There are many different types in Singapore. Alright, this one of them. The giant clam. Giant clam, very rare in Singapore. Okay, the problem is that because in Singapore we destroyed a lot of our coral reefs last time. Right. Another problem is that people used to collect them for the shell, very big, and they are actually eaten in some countries. Right?
Eaten?
Yeah, they are edible. So in many places they'll be over collected already. Alright, they'll be over collected and over harvested for food and for the shells. So these ones are quite small, but there are other types of giant clams that can grow even bigger, like 1 meter across. This one, very interesting. This one is called a cushion star. Yeah, like a starfish. It's a starfish, right?
Like a flower.
Yeah, it's a starfish, but the arms are not like very long. Right, it's all very short. Right, there's a cushion star.
The below one, what is it?
The one, that's a mushroom coral. Mushroom coral is a hard coral, but the mushroom coral can actually very slowly move around.
This green one?
Yeah, that's a mushroom coral. So actually there's a hard skeleton, alright, and that's actually one animal. Alright, one full animal. The corals you see, all these other corals, they actually require a colony. So it's actually a lot of smaller individuals all growing together. Right, quite a colony. And as they grow, what they do is they will split. They will split. So from one individual become 2, become 4, become 8, but they all connected into one body. This is the zoanthids. Zoanthids are like sea anemones. Just now we saw the sea anemone. The sea anemone is like one body, right? This one is a lot of small ones together. Right? You can see all the little holes. It's actually one individual growing. But the body is they are all connected together into one bigger body. Right? So these are zoanthids, and then this is a sponges over here. There are some soft corals. Right, so you can see there's a lot of life, right, all living amongst all these rocks. This is the dead man's fingers.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the shape, right, quite the dead man's fingers, the soft coral. They allow this to float. But sometimes during sometimes a year, you will get them growing in a lot of in great provision. So there's basically like a seaweed bloom, right? Then you go to the beach is covered in seaweed, right? Maybe because of the nutrients in the water, right? And then there's a lot of
This
them.
red color is different one.
It's a red seaweed. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that red color? Oh, that one, the red color sponge is a sponge.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a lot of different things all growing. Because these ones are very sensitive. This is a sea cucumber.
Oh wow.
It's so big.
Very heavy. This is another sea cucumber. Okay, I'll put it on the rock over here for people to take photos of. Okay. Alright, so you can see like how it's changing its shape. This is another type but much bigger.
Wow.
Yeah. Oops. Blowing bubbles. Yeah, sea cucumber. You can see how it's slowly moving, right? It can go longer, can go shorter.
So they are alone, or they will host for some other animals?
Okay. Fun fact, sometimes you will have small shrimps living on them.
Oh.
Yeah. Also sometimes you will ever have a special type of fish that will swim up the backside of the sea cucumber and live inside there.
Huh?
Yeah. So that right now it's just
Some needles are there. It's
Yeah.
coming out. Needles.
yeah, those are like we call it the tube feet to help it move around. Yeah. Yeah, and then now it's like slowly shrinking again. So how they walk is that they will slowly use the tube. Maybe got clownfish. Got to try our luck. Because not all of them are occupied. Because the thing is that sometimes they get caught by people. Because people want to keep them in the aquarium. Yeah. So sometimes although there's so many of these anemones, not all of them have a clownfish living inside them. So sometimes you might just need to be a bit patient, watch the anemone, wait for any movements. But then if not, then we got to move on. Oh well. Right? Yeah, what they use to move around. So they can see how the arm is already turning. So how it will flip over. Yeah. Of course, if you do it on dry land, it's very, very tough for them, right? But if there's some water, for them it's no problem to easily flip over. Yeah. And there's a small goby sitting around on there also. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's flipping.
Yeah, it's flipping already.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Look at
Yeah. So starfish very good at doing yoga. Yeah.
that. Wow.
Yeah. And then after that, sometimes when you see them, these ones they will dig into the sand, so they literally like just slowly go down into the sand like that. But this one I don't know why it doesn't want to lower this arm. Yeah. Then all the tube feet are moving around. This one is actually they don't really have blood. They run water through the body, right? They absorb water through all the small holes in the body, and that's the blood. That's how they circulate water through the body. Pulau Semakau, we've got landfill on one side. On the other side, we have been able to protect and preserve this area, right? All the corals and all the other rich marine life that lives here. So hopefully this has been quite educational. You've learned some things out from today's session. Also, maybe next time you're interested, you can also go and check the tide tables. When there's a very low tide, there are some places that you actually can go as a member of the public to go and explore. Places like Punggol Beach, Changi Beach, East Coast Park even, they got these kind of areas that you can explore. Or sometimes if you one of the ladies in front, the one with the bucket, right, Luang Kian, she's actually the leader for today's walk. So we can also contact her. NEA has a contact, so you can also organize other walks, not only to Pulau Semakau but also to other islands, like Pulau Hantu, Kusu Island. There are all other places that we can also see some of what we saw today, maybe even new things that you might not have seen before also, right? So but also very important to remember that Pulau Semakau, like I mentioned, the landfill is only going to be, we can use it until 2035 for now. If we got to find ways to either like make extend its lifespan, right, so that we can use it for longer, and that also includes things like reducing our waste, right. We also try to remember the 3 R's, right, reduce, reuse, recycle, so that we don't have to keep burning so much rubbish to have to and dump the ashes over here, right. I'm not too sure about what's going to happen next time after Pulau Semakau is filled up, right. Hopefully there will be other solutions along the way, right. But this is one important issue that we do need to deal with. We could always do better, right, with our recycling, and maybe reducing all the plastic packaging, all the trash, all the disposable items that we often see in our bins, right. So hopefully this has been a very interesting session for all of you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we will start heading out towards through the mangroves again. See the other lantern down there. We'll be heading that direction, and then we'll go through the mangroves again. At the end, at the shelter, there's actually a washing point for us to clean our feet before we board the bus also. Alright?
Okay.
Okay, any questions before that? Okay, alright, all good? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.